Okay, so YouTube boxing. Now, usually I don't really make prediction videos for YouTube boxing, but I can't lie, this is one of the most interesting fights this year. You guys already know boxing has had so many great fights, and this honestly is no exception. Now, some people may say these are real fights, not real fights. I really don't care, I'll be honest. I think they're real, right? But the storyline attached to these fights are absolutely amazing. And today, I'm going to be covering my prediction for Logan Paul versus Dillon Danis. Now, it's not going to be like my regular prediction videos where I break it down in 3 sections, which is strengths and weaknesses, notable opponents, and then my final prediction. This will be more just strengths and weaknesses, and then my final prediction on who I think is going to win the fight. And that's pretty much going to be it, because notable opponents, these guys have been fighting for like 4 years now. Right? So, like, there's not really much to go off of, but there's enough. There's just enough juice to at least go off of their strengths and weaknesses, and who I'm honestly rooting for, who I think is going to take the cake and win this fight. Now, Logan Paul and Dillon Danis have some history. I do watch Impulsive, so I do know that Logan Paul has been trying to fight Dillon Danis for a minute, but Dillon Danis has been pulling out of fights, etc., all that. But the fight is now happening. Now, Dillon Danis has been going on a rant lately on Twitter about, Logan's wife and all this stuff. He's honestly made this fight very entertaining. And honestly, it's sad that society has gone to the point that, making fun of somebody's wife is entertainment. But that's where we're at right now. This is the internet. I mean, like, it's messed up, but it happened nonetheless. Let's get into their strengths and weaknesses, right? Now, let's get into Logan Paul first. Strengths is Logan Paul's jab. Logan Paul has a pretty nice jab. Now, I'm going off the fight between KSI and him. Their second fight mainly. He came out, he was a little bit reserved, but he kept popping that jab. Was very, very loose, was very fluid, which I feel like is a plus for Logan Paul. For a guy of his stature and how big he is, as you guys can see in the background, dude's pretty jacked. Some people say he's on juice. Me, I don't really look at that. I don't care. You know what I'm saying? He has a pretty good jab, and he's pretty fluid for a big guy, not stiff at all. So that's definitely a plus. And when it comes to strength, honestly, it stops there. I'm gonna be honest with you. I can't really get, there's not much strength to him because he hasn't been active. He hasn't been fighting. He only fought against Floyd and then KSI. So, like, that's all I would say is a big strength of his, maybe just a little bit of combinations, but there's not really much to Logan Paul that we've seen. I do believe that he said himself in the Impulsive podcast that he has been training super hard, and honestly, he has no choice but to train. I mean, Dillon Danis has been calling out your wife, bro. You gotta train like your life depends on it at that point. You gotta demolish. You can't just beat him. You gotta demolish him, destroy him, annihilate him, make sure he's obliterated. I do believe we're gonna see a whole new Logan Paul, and that brings me to weaknesses as well. Weakness for Logan Paul: he doesn't like to keep his hands up. Bro keeps his hands way down low. Although he is fluid, his hands are low. You know what I'm saying? Which caused KSI to hit him with a couple bombs sometimes. You know what I'm saying? But I have seen photos and slight videos of him keeping his hands up. So it looks like it's going to be a whole new renovated Logan Paul, which I honestly look forward to seeing. Now, strengths and weaknesses for Dillon Danis. Honestly, this man's a huge question mark. For boxing-wise, this man's a huge question mark. He's literally in the press conference that happened, I believe, today, the time I'm recording this. He literally came out doing jiu-jitsu. He's not letting Logan Paul see any sparring footage whatsoever. And the little bit of sparring footage that we did see, it was like, it didn't look real. And I feel like Dillon Danis wants Logan to have absolutely zero clue on how he fights. And honestly, it's a smart tactic. Why not? I mean, but he's showing up. He seems confident. You can look about that smile right there. He seems extremely confident. Extremely confident. Going in the press conference and the pre-fight workout, doing jiu-jitsu, having fun. I feel like, although I don't know exactly what he's going to bring out, I strongly feel like Dillon Danis is going to be better than everybody's saying. You know what I'm saying? Because although there's not much to go off of, I think he's going to be better than everybody's saying. You know what I'm saying? And as for weaknesses, it's a big question mark as well. I can't say. Strengths and weaknesses, Dillon Danis is a big, fat question mark. But that's what makes this fight even more interesting, to see how Dillon Danis comes out and tries to beat Logan Paul. Now, for my final prediction for this fight, yes, it's quite short because there's not really much to go off of. Logan Paul is going to win this fight. And the reason I say that is because he has no other option. You're going with a man who has no other option. He can't lose. He can't lose his fight. He has no other, the slander that Dillon Danis put his wife through, and trying to ruin Logan's reputation, trying to ruin Logan's name, even further than, you know, people already try to do, which I don't really get all the hate. Dillon Danis, man, this man was a straight menace, made this fight completely interesting, I can't lie. But nonetheless, man, like, I'm going with Logan, one, for his physique. Let's look at this physique. Now, physique don't always win fights. We know Anthony Joshua lost to Andy Ruiz, and Andy Ruiz looks like a hamburger, while Anthony Joshua looks like he was made out of the lab, right? If we're keeping it in a bean, keeping it a stack, right? So physique doesn't mean much, but at the same time, Logan has been training, and I do like Logan's style of fighting. The loose fluidness, pop jabs, and I know he got better. That's the thing. I know he got better. So no matter what, I feel like, and plus I feel like mentally Logan, he's there. And that's because he has no other option but not, like, he can't, it's not like he's going in the ring soft. He can't. He cannot lose this fight. This is his biggest fight. He cannot lose this fight. At the end of the day, even if he does, he's still gonna be a billionaire. It's not much of a loss. But it's just like it's just gonna be at a whole nother level of like the trash talk. Like, bro, you lost to Dillon Danis, bro. He was calling out your wife. You couldn't even beat him up. Like, it's just crazy. It's just crazy. So I'm going with Logan Paul. Dillon Danis, I'm hoping he makes an interesting enough fight, because I believe Logan really wants to destroy this man now. But let me know what you guys think. Comment down below. Let me know. I'll be commenting back to every single comment. And yeah, man, Logan Paul, Dillon Danis, who you guys have? It's an interesting match, man. I'm out. Back.